Well, hey everyone, my name is Nathan Jones. If you're new here, welcome. I like to talk about all things movies, specifically Blu-rays, but today is something really special. It is the Criterion flash sale, and so I hope you are watching this on October 20th, 2020, or October 21st, 2020 early before it ends, because there's a 24-hour flash sale that's going to happen on Criterion's site, and I want to give you some recommendations today. So today I actually wanted to talk about 5 films that I don't think are actually talked about as much. Maybe some of them have in the past, but in my eyes, I don't see them in the community talked about too often. So I want to give those recommendations, and hopefully you can pick some yourself. And I actually am curious, down in the comment section down below, what are you going to be picking up during this Criterion flash sale if you're able to get anything? Because I want to know what you're going to get. So actually, I'll preview one thing that I'll be picking up during this sale. And actually, there was a remake done with Christian Bale and Russell Crowe. And so what is that film? I'm talking about 3:10 to Yuma. So I don't actually have the 1957 Delmar Daves 3:10 to Yuma, but like I said, I have this version right here, which is actually a really great remake, and I really enjoy it. And if you haven't seen this is a great modern Western, but I really want to see the original directed by Delmar Daves. I really enjoyed Howard Hawks' films and Delmar Daves' films and John Ford films, and I really like Westerns, and so I definitely have not had this one yet, because recently I think I picked up Destry Rides Again with Dietrich and Stewart, and absolutely freaking love that film. And I can't wait to watch more and more Westerns. Obviously the season is not right now to watch Westerns, but that's something that I will be purchasing in this sale that's coming up. So what about you? Tell me some of your sale pickups that you're gonna get down in the comment section down below. So let's just jump right into the recommendations. All right, so going into this recommendations, I'm gonna be going in spine number order of the recommendations that I have here, not any year or anything like that. So the first one I wanna talk about is a French film from 1946 and is spine number 6, talking about Jean Cocteau's La Belle et la Bête, Beauty of the Beast. And this is my favorite version of this film. There's been a lot of Disney adaptations of it as well, and I'm sure some theater productions as well, but this is absolutely one of my favorite films this is my favorite film from this year, 1946. And I remember watching it a few years ago and talking about it in the 100 Years of Movie series, and just absolutely adore it. The special effects, the practical makeup for the Beast, just everything about it is just so dreamy and also so enchanting. It's a really fantastic film. If you haven't seen Beauty and the Beast, and I think a lot of people have, or at least talked about it in this community, but this is something that I haven't really seen talked about too often recently, and so certainly check out this film if you haven't, because it's really, really wonderful. It's by number 6. It's one of the early films in Criterion. It's just really, really great. So that's my first recommendation. Second recommendation is actually coming right around the corner. Thanksgiving is coming up in America, and so I really love this film. I saw it a couple years ago and have continued to make this a tradition to watch near Thanksgiving. Last year I couldn't because I was in China, unfortunately, but I cannot wait to watch it this year in November, and I'm talking about Bambis Feast right here. Gabriel Axel, came out in 1987, one of my favorite years of films, just of all time. Predator, Princess Bride, eat my heart out. But anyway, Bambis Feast, speaking of eating, this is all about eating, and this is all about community and family, and just gathering your friends and everyone around you, and just enjoying company and enjoying that time you have with other people. And we need this right now. You know, it's a lot of things are going on in the world, and I would highly recommend checking out Bambis Feast. It's a really great tradition to be watching something this joyous during this time period, and I think, you know, this is a perfect recommendation for the sale. If you haven't seen Bambis Feast, definitely go do so. Do yourself a favor. This is a gorgeous one. Yeah, it comes in this awesome box right here, and yeah, it's just really, really wonderful, and I hope it kind of gives you a big smile as well when you watch it, like me. That's what happens every time I watch it. So moving right along to the third pick, this is spine number 682. Actually, I don't think I told you the spine number. 665 is Bambis Feast. So spine 682 is an Italian film from 1970. Elio Petri. This is Investigation of a Citizen Above Suspicion, and it matches my shirt, so good timing for me. This is a really, really fantastic film about how power corrupts and how we can get away if you are in positions of power, if you are some kind of sociopath like our main character in this film. This is a really fantastic film. It's one that I don't see talked about too often, and it's certainly a mind-bending one, and you can kind of just see all these crimes committed by this police chief and just not, you know, like he's getting away with it. And it's really, really great. I highly recommend it. If you haven't seen Investigation of a Citizen Above Suspicion, definitely go do so. It's one of the best Italian films from 1970 that I've ever seen. So it's really fantastic. So let's move on from here to my fourth recommendation. So my fourth recommendation is actually spy number 795, and it came out in 1946, just like La Belle et la Bête. So this is actually kind of the toss-up. These are the two films that are my favorites from that year. And she actually just recently had a birthday. Happy birthday, Rita Hayworth. Happy belated. But we're talking about Gilda right here. Gilda, directed by Charles Vidor. Wow, this movie blew me away. I watched it for the first time, you know, about a month ago, maybe a month and a half ago, and I was just floored by it. And look at that spine number. Looks that hot pink. It's really fantastic. This is a really wonderful film, and it's really great to see Rita Hayworth kind of just play with everybody on the screen and really just like kind of, you know, deceive and kind of really kind of just put all those men around her finger, and it's just really, really fantastic and really funny too. So there's a lot of really good joyous moments in this movie, and it just puts a big smile on my face because it's a nice romantic film as well. So I hope you recommend, I hope you can check out Gilda because it's a really fantastic film, and yeah, more people need to get this film for sure, and it's just really, really wonderful. And Gilda, are you decent? I don't know. All right, let's look at the last film for my recommendations, and then I hope everyone can go pick up their own films that they can get on this sale. All right, so moving on to this last recommendation. It's actually a box set, and it's a box set I watched earlier this year. I've seen all the special features. Cannot be happier with this box set. It is one that really made me deep dive into a lot of stop motion stuff that I wanted to watch. I've been watching a lot of the Ray Harryhausen films recently, but there is a Czech filmmaker, Karel Zeeman, who has a fantastic box set right here. 3 Fantastic Journeys by Karel Zeeman, Journey to the Beginning of Time, Invention for Destruction, The Fabulous Baron Munchausen. This is a really immaculate box set, and it really deep dives into this time period in life for this Czech new filmmaker with Zeeman, and a lot of the historical context going on around the time, and when he produced a lot of these films in the 50s and 60s and 70s until his death, unfortunately, in the 80s before the Berlin Wall fell down. But this is a really fantastic set. It's one of my favorites, and it also has really awesome 3D effects. In this box set, Journey to the Beginning of Time right here has a woolly mammoth that kind of just pops from the page. Then you also have Invention for Destruction, which has this nice hot air balloon that's popping out of the screen. And then The Fabulous Baron Munchausen has a cannonball, the guy shooting out of a cannonball. It's just a really great set, and if you are really into art and the craft and just understanding how the production of a lot of how these films are made, because this is just a wonderful deep dive into films that really capture your imagination and still capture mine. So those are my recommendations for this Criterion flash sale. What are you going to be picking up? I'm really curious to know. Tell me down in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching this short video. I hope you give it a like, comment down below, share this video, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you next time. I'm not jonesing around.